Hi everyone, welcome on Zero Absolute. Here is a short version of the tutorial video I just did about using Octane lights to project a texture on a wall or anything else. Here is the result on a circular wall here, and this tutorial is about how to make a standard Octane planar light project an image, and how you can rotate the projector to have the projection everywhere you want. Okay, so the first video I did is quite long, with 47 minutes long in fact, actually, so I will make the same in less than 10 minutes. The first one explains everything you must know to understand what you are doing. So we're gonna go back with a new scene file, and I'm gonna create a room size cylinder of let's say 4 meters, 400 centimeters for the radius, and around 2 meters for the eighth. So let's say this is a room, spherical room. So I'm gonna add more sides, 64, to have this room nice and with a nice round shape. So I'm gonna convert it to an editable poly, and I will select the top face and delete it. Now I will select every other faces, then I'm gonna flip them so the faces are facing inside. The normal of the faces are turned inside. Okay, so now let's say I have a block where people can sit on here, and another block here, so they can sit and watch a movie projected on the cylinder. So I'm gonna create an Octane light. So I'm gonna make it from the top view, from the creating light menus, Octane and Octane light. So from the top menu I will draw a small light. Okay, so this light is actually facing down, so I'm gonna pull this light up, and if I try to get a render preview right now from this setup, so here is the result. So we have a very somehow bright environment light, which you can turn off from the rendering and environment menu. On the background color, just select the color and turn this all the way down, or just keep it a value or 3 or 4, and reload the scene from the renderer. So now it's completely black, or it looks black, but changing the properties of the light, of the planar light, which is 20 centimeters by 20 actually, I will set the power up to something really high. So I must also perhaps select all the geometries, all the objects, and make a right click and open the Octane properties panel to set everything to movable proxy, so every change will be reflected on the scene. So I'm gonna set the power up. As you can see now, I'm around 50 at the power, and the light is starting to illuminate the scene. So now let's say I want this light to project a picture. So I'm gonna go to the distribution parameter of the light and click on the no map, because there's actually no map assigned. To this property. Then I'm gonna go to the Octane render maps, and I'm gonna select an RGB image. Okay, so actually the whole scene is black because the RGB image has not been defined. So I need to open the slate editor or the compact material editor. Anyway, I'm gonna drag this RGB image here as an instance. So I got two modules here, the RGB image and a 2D transformation. And I need to set the file, the texture, the picture I'm gonna use. So this can be here on the file name. This can be a still image, so you can choose any still image you want, or you can choose a sequence by selecting the first image from the sequence and check the sequence checkbox here, down here. So I'm going to use a sequence here, open, and 3ds Max is asking me to set some options. So image starts from the number 0 and it ends at 400, so that's okay. So I click on OK, and now I'm gonna move the timeline to get it to go into the animation. So my animation starts with a black picture, so I'm gonna change the length of my timeline to 400. So here is the middle of the sequence. So we can see actually that my light plane, my Octane light plane, is projecting the light from top to bottom actually. So let's say it is a video projection, so I want it to be inside the room. Then I'm gonna rotate the plane, the light plane, so it is facing one of the walls. Let's turn it like that. So I'm gonna snap the rotation to 5 degrees, and here it is, 80%. So here is my light. Actually, if I move this light a little out from the center so I can see it, yeah, you can see the plane and the direction of the light. So here we are. Actually, the light is here and is projecting the image in front of the plane. So actually the image I can see on the walls and on the ground, it does not look like a projector. So I'm gonna raise the power to, let's say 600 or something like that. Okay, so the first thing to notice is that the projected image, in fact the Octane light is sending photons, so it's sending light, white light, and this light is filtered by the distribution image we are trying to insert in the calculation. Actually the picture is the projection is blurry, and this is because of the light. The light is too large. If I use a plain light, a bigger plain light, the result is gonna be more and more blurry. So to project a thin and sharp light, you need to use a thin projector, a point light, very detailed point light. So here is my plain light, which is tenth of a centimeter, 8 and wide. Okay, so now we're gonna try to set the scale of the picture we are filtering our light from to something more accurate. So here's my scale. The scale from X and Y means that my tiny light will emit through the distribution picture, and it will do the emission from both 180 degrees from the horizontal and vertical way. So I need to set a small scale. So as you can see here in the live preview, I can scale this down to get my final and original picture projected. So this looks like my original picture. It looks like flames coming from the ground and growing up. Okay, so now I've got this projection that looks good, in fact, but we have all those other projections that we don't need. It just comes from the way the texture is mapped at the borders of the picture. This is here. This is the border mode. The border mode can be warped around, mirror. This can be black color. So everything that is outside the picture will be black or white. When everything that is outside the picture is gonna be white. So I want it to be black. I just want to emit the content of my picture. So now if I go back to the scaling, one thing I can do right now is using the ratio of the original picture I am using for the project. So my original ratio is 16:9. So I'm gonna set it here as 0.16 and 0.09, which is scaling the picture at a certain size, and we will see how we can get this picture bigger or smaller later. So I can raise the power. I can also go to the camera settings of Octane and use the nonlinear tone mapping to have a better view of what's happening. Okay, so I can see a little of this circular room and the two boxes. Okay, so as you can see now, my picture is sharp and bright, and this could be sharper if you set a lower scale. Instead of this, I can use half the values, so 0.08 and 0.045. So it is now sharper, and sorry, it's gonna get sharper when the size of the emitter is smaller. So here I am dividing the size of the emitter by 10. So now I can see on the wall a very sharp image, as you can see. I'm gonna get the scale back to 0.16 and 0.09. It's gonna be easier to work with. So now the issue is, how can I turn my projector, my light, and make this picture turn with the light? If I turn the light to the right, as you can see, the projected picture starts to decay. This is something really important to understand. Why? So I'm gonna try to very quickly explain the issue. My wall, my circular wall is, well, it's not really circular, something like that is here. So my emission plane, my light is here, is there, and I'm trying to project a picture this way, but my plane is going to send light also from the sides and from the top also, but not behind. There's nothing behind, but the light is sending light from one side, and we are applying a kind of filter in front of the light, which is our texture. And what happens is that when the light is aligned with the map, with the texture map, the light is filtered by the map, and we have a correct projection here. When I turn, so let's say I'm gonna make it blue. When I turn the light this way, let's say, the light is emitted this way, and this way, but the filter in red, the picture we are using to filter the light, stays here on the same plane. It is not rotating with the light plane. So that's why when I turn the light to the right, this plane stays on the same direction, and it's gonna filter the light. Here we can see with this blue arrow, it will filter the light going this way and this way and this way, and there's nothing going here. And that's what we get here when I turn the light to the right. So the picture tends to disappear because the filter stays on the same way, on the same place, same orientation, while the light is turned. And that's not what we want to achieve. So we need to add something. We need to add a projection type here on the map. So we have this UV, let's mean X and Y transformation to scale the picture, and we need to tell Octane how the projection works, how to use the picture with the light. So clicking on no map, we're gonna add an XYZ to UVW conversion for the projection, and this parameter needs this filter needs two parameters, the coordinate space. So I'm gonna work from the object coordinate space, then I'm gonna apply a transformation. So actually there's no transformation, so I'm gonna click on no map and add a 3D transformation. Okay, so as you can see, the picture is actually projected to the ground, but not this is really not the right way. The picture should be displayed in the front. So I'm gonna go into the modifier, the 3D transformation. I'm gonna apply a rotation here. The first rotation, I'm gonna make it negative, and it should be negative 90. So minus 90. So here is my picture. And now if I rotate my light to the right or to the left or to the bottom or to the top, the projection, the filter used for projecting the light is oriented with the light. So that's exactly what I want to get. So you can also move the projection backwards, so the result will be a bigger picture here. You can also use the scaling here to get a bigger picture, 2 and 2 and 2, or 4 and 4 and 4. So here it is. Got a nice video projection on the wall. which is projected with the right aspect ratio from the 2D transform, 16 by 9. And actually there is something else you can add. It's the fact that most part of the video projectors are used to send the picture from the top or from the bottom. Let's say the screen is here. If my video projection is done from here, usually video projectors send one part of the image like this and the other one like that. So you can have the video projection placed from the base and send the picture this way, like this, to fill the screen and have a picture with horizontal, vertical shape. Sorry. So to achieve it, you must use a translation. So let's say, as we can see here, my cylinder and my projector here. So if I set my projector at the top of the room, I want the picture to move back, so I'm gonna move this here from the 3D transformation on the translation here on Z. I can move the picture back down. So I can see the picture is too big, so I can scale it, or I can move the projection point forward or backward, then scale it down and move it up again with the Z projection. Here it is. Now we are projecting from our point, which is on top of this cylinder. The projector is here, so we can move it up or down, as you can see. The result is accurate, and that's why I wanted to achieve. It's a way to project an image. There are many other ways to do this, and one of the usual ways to project a white light and filtering the white light through a transparent material containing a picture that will change the white light from the light and project a colored light on the wall. So here it is. So you need to create a light, an Octane light. You need to add a distribution RGB image. This can be a sequence image or a still picture. Then you will add a 2D transformation in the transform, so you can set the ratio of the picture you are emitting, and you can add, you must add on the projection space, you must add an XYZ to UVW transformation. So this one will be based on the object space, and the 3D transformation will help you rotate the projection, so you can have the projected picture facing the light you are working with as a projector. That's it. So if you like, if you want to share, that's nice. And even if it's the very first English tutorial I am recording, I hope this could help you, and you can subscribe. I think I will record some others English tutorials. So see you soon and have fun. Bye.